Hi,
Okay.
Ashutosh. How are you
Yes,
doing
hi
today?
Ravish. Yes, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm doing well. So, how about you? It's been really long since we connected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a while since we connected. What have you been up to today? If you can tell me.
Yeah, yeah, everything has been fantastic, and I'm just working on my YouTube channel, trying to be consistent as much as I can. Of course, I'm not uploading videos every single day, but at least I make sure that I upload 2 or 3 videos in a week. That's what I'm doing. And apart from this, I'm conducting one-on-one sessions for my students. I'm helping professionals to become better in spoken English so they can thrive in their careers and their professions. So that's what I'm doing till now.
Wow, means you're really doing good when it comes to YouTube, right? I can see that you've attracted a lot of subscribers, man. And even I can see a lot of videos coming up every now and then, and that's really exciting to see because I think it's been probably a year since we connected, right? And then but trust me, I can see a lot of videos of yours on YouTube since I subscribe. I'm one of your subscribers. You know what?
Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
I see a lot of videos you're uploading. So that's great again, and that is something really commendable because the success of YouTube stories are nothing but to be consistent and keep uploading videos, keep making good content, and certainly you'll attract a lot of subscribers. So that's wonderful again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's been more than a year we talked to, like, first time. And yes, I'm trying to, because of course, I think YouTube is very important for me because I want to work independently. So I want to get students directly by this mail and by YouTube only. So if I'll have more subscribers and more crowd on YouTube, for sure, I'm going to get my students. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me, and I don't want to work for any platforms. Uh, for any other third party, I would say. So that's why I'm consistent there, and it is very important for me to have a strong profile on social media. So what about you? Of course, even though I want you to upload videos, but I found you were pretty in, I would say, quite busy in your schedule, and you used to upload videos, but you did not upload for very long, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ashutosh. You know what? I really want to apologize for not being able to upload videos, all because of my busy schedule these days. You know what? Like I'm back at home. I've got two kids, and they're twins, right? And when you have twins at your home, and then a lot of other responsibilities, or probably twins' responsibilities, right? You hardly have time to make videos. And mentally, I was planning to make videos. Trust me, I was, I had that eagerness to make such videos, but time didn't allow me, honestly speaking, because you have so many things to take care of it, right? And you've got other obligations altogether. You have when you have kids, they are very high chance that they'll get ill, and you have to rush to the hospitals most of the times, and ensure that their health are they have the supporting health. So these are the few things which were going in, at the back of it. So that's the reason I was not able to upload it. But I think for most of the people, this could be one of the excuses. But for me, trust me, it was not. But I think I have to be consistent. I thought let's begin from somewhere. So I thought to call you and have a conversation because you've been doing excellent on YouTube. You've got a lot of subscribers as well. So I thought let's connect to probably one of the speakers on YouTube and see how that things unfold. So yeah, I think that answers your question.
Yeah, so of course, congratulations first for becoming father of two kids at same time.
Yeah,
And
thank
that's
you.
always wonderful of the feeling of becoming a father, I feel. That's very important part of the life to spend quality time with the family and your kid, they want you to be there. So that's very important thing also, which you told me that you are not available for the YouTube, and that's totally okay, I would say. It's completely okay to give time to your kids and family. And second thing, when it comes to YouTube, as you said that you wanted to connect with one of the speakers, it is always important once you start and that beginning, if you again restart, that would give you again that inspiration to do more and more videos. Because when we are on the long break, it is very difficult. The same thing you said, like where to start and to whom, we should talk first. Like it
Absolutely.
happens if you're on break for sure. So as you said, like, so where are you in Delhi, right? If I'm not wrong.
Hey, you know what? Like, I am at work, to be very honest with you, and I have taken some time out just for a conversation. I've taken some time out for that. I am in a meeting room, to be honest with you, and then I'm since I'm not sure if you know, I do night shift. So so I'm talking to you from Delhi, NCR, actually.
Okay. So where
Yes.
is your family? That was my concern. In Delhi itself, right?
In Delhi, yes, yes, in Delhi itself.
Okay. So recently, in this year only, you got babies?
I think they are going to be 2 years now. I think
Mhm.
1.8 years. They're 1.8 years old. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So due to all these things, you are not able to get a lot of time to work on YouTube, and YouTube demands time, of course. It's a
absolutely,
time-consuming thing.
absolutely.
People think that's easy. This is easy. Whenever I talk to people and I say that I upload 2 or 3 videos, they say like, do something else, man. Why only YouTube or conducting sessions for students? They think like I get a lot of leisure time, but what I feel, being a YouTuber or being a content creator, you have to consume a lot of content as well to get an idea that what to talk about, how you can provide a quality content to your viewers. So, but people take it easy because they are not very deep into YouTube and they think it's very easy to deal with, but it's not. That's what I understood.
Hey, for those who really want or probably say that YouTube is easy, it is not. Trust me, and it requires a lot of devotion. It requires a lot of work at the background, right? So when it comes to editing, when it comes to collecting information, right? When it comes to making content, which might excite you, so it requires a lot and lot of probably hard work and devotion at the background. So people who
And
who think that it's easy task, it is not for sure. Yes.
yeah, and second thing, it's very difficult to get time, from the people like you. So very difficult. I texted you long back, so then you were
Yeah.
not able to find time for a conversation. So we want to have conversation with the good people. But what I found, once they're busy in their life, it's very difficult to manage with the job and YouTube. So it's not easy for them to take out time and have schedule, and that is proper mindset. When you are out of that mindset, it's very difficult for you to come back and do a video. So that happens. I texted many people, but of course from Delhi, this Gaurav sir, he started his channel GS Academy, then Sunil sir, so they are teaching offline in Delhi. So for them also it's very difficult, and once they teach students and at that 10:30 then 11 they are quite tired, right? So they do not have that energy to do the sessions actually at 11 or 12. They can't do it because next day they have to go for classes again. So it becomes very difficult for people to have sessions if they are not working on YouTube. Yeah.
Right. I think, Ashutosh, I'll tell you what is easy, in
Mhm.
life. You have to have a lot of things that are going simultaneously, right? If you want to be successful, whatever your parameters are, whatever your standards are, wherever you want to achieve or whatever you want to achieve, it requires a lot of efforts, right? So you have to go out of the box. You have to think differently. You have to take out some time, right? You have to do a number of things that you always wanted to do. So nothing is easy. It costs a lot of things, right? So, like you said, I mean, if I talk about the YouTuber, I think it requires a lot of hours into it. So nothing comes easy, like I said. Passion is something you have to be passionate, right? You have to have that alacrity. You have to have that, zeal in order to do something different. So, and I think that's what exactly you're doing. Okay. Let me ask this
Mhm.
question to you. How is
Mhm.
the life treating you? these days? I mean, are you doing something else apart from YouTube, taking sessions, talking to a number of people? I remember last time when I had a discussion with you, you said at the time of COVID, you were probably talking to n number of people for hours and hours. I remember probably for 12 hours, 13 hours, and that was something amazing, right? So is that what you're doing today as well? I am just curious to know.
Yeah, nowadays I do not do a lot of conversations with the people, but of course I give time to conduct sessions for my student. That is more than enough what I feel. And second
Okay.
thing, it is very difficult to get people who are advanced or native speakers. It's not easy. You have to give a lot of time to get those people. But at that time, it was okay. I was completely okay to have conversation with anybody. Something I believed in one sentence that something is better than nothing always. So that's why I practiced for 6 hours and 8 hours. But now I do not feel I need practice for 8 hours. I need a conscious practice for 2 hours. If I get a person for 2 hours, it's more than enough. So talking to people who are not well enough or pretty beginners, that is not going to help me with my English at this moment. So sometimes I talk to the people who are already good and I can get something from them. So I do not give a lot of time, but I consume content. How my day looks like, I wake up at 7 around 7, and after waking up I take a class based on some scriptures. After completing that spiritual class in the morning, I take shower, then I do worship for 2 hours. And after completing my worship, so my first half of the day goes with these things. Then I go for my lunch, then I plan all these material things in my life, that what I have to do. Maybe I have to plan sessions with the YouTubers or my subscribers. Then in the evening, I conduct sessions for my students from around 4 to 10:30 or 11, like that. So that's how my day looks like. It's pretty, I would say, simple. One half of the day is devoted for that spiritual things, and then second half of the second and third half of the day for this practices of material things, I would say. So that's how it looks, and it's going well, I would say. And along with that, I'm trying to handle some responsibilities. And recently I enjoyed festival, the grand festival of the Sri Krishna Janmashtami at Iskon Temple, Kanpur. I stayed there and it was a wonderful experience in my life. I would say I did not see such kind of great or wonderful Janmashtami ever in my life, because I used to celebrate at my house, but that was completely different. But celebrating at the temple like ISKCON was really marvelous.
Awesome. Awesome. So you are probably investing a lot of hours in praying or doing something devotional, right? So in order to probably clean your mind and get that strength to do something big. So which is again good thing for somebody like you, somebody like probably anybody, right? So even if you don't work, I think you're not working full time, right? You're not working with any of the companies or probably any of the offices. Even then, your schedule looks busy because you've been taking classes until I think probably until 10 o'clock in the evening.
10:30
10:30,
approximately, yes.
and you
Mhm.
start your day by probably what time? 12 o'clock in the afternoon
Yes, for the classes,
for
right?
the classes.
After
Yes,
12, I go for my
after
lunch
12.
and then I take some sessions for the YouTube, and then I do for my classes. So, yeah, I want to be busy. I do not have a lot of free time to go out and have party and to talk with my friends. I do not get a lot of
Right.
leisure time for this.
Understood. Understood. Means, I mean, you're also occupied with a lot of things, and then I mean, your schedule looks like you're extremely busy. Okay, so like you mentioned about free time. So if I may ask you, what do you enjoy, what do you how do you enjoy what do you enjoy doing in your free time? If I may ask you.
That's what nowadays it's completely different. I used to feel before when I was at a school. So I would love to enjoy music, I would say singing, photography, or going out and playing cricket. But now I'm living in here in Kanpur city, so I do not have a lot of friends here. So I do not go for any sports. Free time, most of the time I'm just consuming content, watching documentaries, trying to learn from it, or some this like spiritual stuff, listening to that to understand the philosophy of all those things, to go forward and deep into it. that what is the meaning of all those things and why we are unsatisfied and unhappy always in our life, because we are a spirit, we are not the matter. And but always we confuse with that we are matter. So that is the problem, we are always unhappy with all these things. So I'm trying to dig out all those things and understand that it's completely okay that human is going to be unsatisfied. There will not be a single point in the life when we will be completely satisfied, and that is also not the goal of human life. We should always aspire something for something in their life. Even though in a spiritual life also they always is aspire to become advanced level of devotees and do something better for the Lord as much as they can. So that's how my free time looks like. Nothing, I would say nothing special. Whenever I get free time, I just watch content on my laptop. Sometimes I talk to my friends. That's it. Or
Wow.
my
So I think
before talking to you, I was talking to my mother, discussing some family matters. And
I see.
Mhm.
I see. Okay, so I think we'll keep this topic for some other time. I think it requires a
Mhm.
lot of, again, research, and if we deep dive into it, we'll have a number of questions, cropping up, and we'll have a separate discussion for that. So
Exactly.
since I'm not into that, I'm not into that, devotional thing. I haven't started reading books of, say, Bhagavad Gita or probably our holy books for that matter. But certainly these things excite a lot because you always wanted to discover yourself, right? What are you? Why you're here? What are your goals? What are your roles and responsibilities towards societies, towards God, or towards probably everybody and anybody, in this world. So definitely these things excite a lot, and it requires a lot of devotion and probably information gathering and research and probably whatnot. So we'll keep that topic for a separate discussion. But
Mhm.
I think fabulous. I mean, it's been really uh, like I said, it's been a while since we connected. So looks like everything is just the same. Nothing has changed much. Um, you know, it appears from our conversation. But yes, definitely you must have gone through a lot of things. Even I have, since I'm going through a lot of changes. So apparently, it doesn't look that much has changed. But from my perspective, from your perspective, a lot of things have gone differently than before. But yes, I think all we have to do is we have to strive hard, uh, in order to achieve whatever we wish, right? As per our expectations, we really need a devotion and probably everything that requires to become perfect or probably to become successful. So awesome. What else we can discuss today? We discussed about YouTube, we discussed about life, I think about day and everything. So
Yeah. Then of course, it's been really long, but I did not ask you about your introduction, because as you're joining me for the first time on my YouTube channel, it would
oh
be
my
better
God.
if you tell about yourself so people would come to know, because you would
Sure,
be there for the first time. Mhm.
sure. Okay, all right. So my name is Kumar Jabish, and I'm a working professional. I work for a company which is at a US IT staffing. And I think it's been 14 years now that I've into this business. Parallelly, I also have a YouTube channel. So I met Ashutosh a while ago. It's been like almost a year. And yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, that's good to hear about you. Then the next question goes to you, as you said. Yeah, but everybody asks this: what about this English? When you got this passion of spoken English, and how did you get that accent and way of speaking, particularly?
Okay, so good question, I would say. When it comes to accent, I think, uh, like I mentioned a few seconds before, that I am into US IT staffing, wherein day in and day out, I have to communicate with Americans. So when you're communicating with Americans every day, I mean, this is a bit of I would say accent that gets imbibed, right? So that's something which is inevitable. That'll happen for sure. But I'm not trying to be as like Americans. I wanted to be as Indian, but yeah, there's a bit of influence in my communication. And that has come from all the way from them itself, since we've been talking to Americans every now and then. So I think there's a bit of influence is there from them itself. I would give credit to Americans. So yeah, I think that answers your question.
Yeah, exactly. That happens, of course. I experienced the same when I talk to people internationally. We get the impact of them, of course, for sure. And we want to also improve our pronunciation and we want to speak correctly. So, somewhat we follow that also because they are native speakers of English, right? So,
Right, right.
mhm,
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you. Well, I'm saying it just not that you're communicating with Americans. Um, I mean, it always requires, since English is a language, it's a funny language, or probably it's a language which has been really a tough ask for most of Indians, right? For probably for most of non-native speakers, right? Uh, uh, Even when they are good at understanding English, but when it comes to speaking, they struggle big time. And I can say with my experience is that it requires a lot and lot of efforts, be it pronunciation, be it vocabulary, be it sentence construction, be it openness in your communication. I think it'll only come when you practice a lot. And I remember consciously, it's been, I think, years, I think more than 10 years, I would say, I've been putting efforts into my communication. And I still am striving, I'm still learning, and I'm still practicing in order to go up the ladder. And since it's a continuous process, right? So English is not something which will probably say you'll be able to speak like Americans in just 6 months, or probably 2 months, or probably 1 year. Since this is a continuous practice required, you have to be on top of it. You have to give your probably how many hours you want to give in order to achieve something of bigger sense. I would say something. If you wanted to become a fluent speaker, you have to really work hard. Somebody has to work hard or harder in order to achieve that goal. So, I mean, since this is a continuous process, this is something um, which requires a lots and lots of efforts. So, for me also, it's happening the same way, and I have been putting my conscious efforts. I think, like I mentioned, probably I don't know from how many years, but yes, it's been really long that I have been consciously putting my efforts in order to improve my communication. So I'm still doing that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a space for improvement, and I feel nobody's perfect and nobody can be perfect. Being a native speaker of English, also they need a lot of improvement to become a better communicator and public speakers. Because
Absolutely.
just becoming a good communicator is totally different from having that just that language as the native environment. So if I would say I'm a Hindi native speaker, but it does not mean I'm a wonderful communicator of Hindi. I do not know, even though I would have struggled to speak Hindi from a stage if I would get
Correct.
opportunity, because I'm not a good public speaker of Hindi. So that's there. So everybody has to work really hard to become a, a good communicator and the person who can make others understand comfortably. So that takes time and that demands a lot of efforts, right?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is something happens with probably everything. If you wanted to achieve something big, like I said, it requires a lot of efforts and devotion, dedication, and probably all good things, right? Say positive energy, vibes, or probably whatnot. So certainly, I mean, for those who wanted to become a good speaker, though I'm not considering myself a good speaker, but what I'm saying is, with my experience, is that if you wanted to achieve something big, if you wanted to become a fluent speaker, if you wanted to really achieve something of next level, I think you must go ahead and deep dive into it and strive harder. It requires passion and a lot of zeal, man. So do that, and give your best shot, put your best foot forward. I mean, Yeah, I think certainly one day you'll become a fluent speaker, no matter what language you wanted to become in, what language you wanted to learn. I think you'll become fluent uh, as the day progresses. Yes.
All right. Yeah. But I have a curiosity, Ravi, is that why did you started spoken English? Why spoken English? Why is there was the importance and need of spoken English in your life?
Oh my God. In my life, look, I'll tell you, I'll go a little background. I'll talk about my background. When it comes to my education, right? I did my board. I completed my board, with CBSE. So environment was there in English, but I think it was just, like we didn't have that environment wherein everybody's speaking English, right?
Mhm.
Uh, for instance, the teachers were also not comfortable talking all the time in English. But when it comes to say, selective subjects, like talk about English, talk about, I think I remember, physics, chemistry, maths. Yeah, and these were the few subjects wherein teachers were comfortable explaining, demonstrating in English. Rest, I think everybody was talking in Hindi. Even if I remember a couple of friends of mine who've been working with big giants, globally, they're not that good in English because, like I said, it has to have that passion. I discovered my skills back in school. I used to be a very simple guy, average school guy, when I was not good at all the subjects. But yes, I had a bit of command over English. I thought that I could do better in English because I was able to understand things. I was able to comprehend things better than most of the subjects. So, right, then what happened is, I kept learning and then kept speaking a little bit because I had the fear of being judged because you cannot speak in English when environment is Hindi, right? So people will start judging you.
Mhm.
Come on, have you gone mad? Are you nuts? I mean, have you gone crazy that you're speaking in English when nobody's interested in talking to you in English, right? So you'll have that environment. So, but fortunately, when I grew up, when I joined a company, that too international company like this one, which I'm associated right now, where the environment is completely English, though we are communicating, with colleagues, we're speaking in Hindi sometimes. But when you're on the call, when you are communicating over the video call or probably over the phone, you have to all the time speak in English. So that's the environment which I got, and I think, like I said, it's been like I think 14, 15 years now that I have been into this business. So we are communicating every now and then with people. So that's how I learned. That's how I'm learning still this language. So I think English is really, really important for everyone. And if you wanted to become
Right.
successful, if you wanted to become a good orator, say for example, you are you're working for a company, right? And then after 10 years, 12 years, you go up the ladder, you get promotion, you become a manager. So for
Exactly.
managerial skill, if you're not able to articulate things, if you're not able to present yourself, if you're not able to communicate properly, I think you'll have a tough time. Most likely you will end up losing your jobs, or because that you're not that fluent, you're not that representable, you're not that good at your task. So you'll end up losing your jobs. So English is really, really important in probably all the aspects, right? And everywhere you go in the corporate ladder. So I think that's really important. Everyone has to understand about this. So yeah, the faster you understand its importance, the better it is for you. So yeah, that's what I would say. What I have to say about English.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's very important in many aspects, of course. In spirituality as well, I would say nowadays we have, if I'm studying Bhagavad Gita in English, okay, Srimad Bhagavatam they have in English. So we study in English, we try to teach or preach people in English also to students. And we can, of course, like this ISKCON is the organization is focusing all around the world, not in our country only. So for all the aspects, for devotional things, for science and technology, you need this knowledge to express your thoughts and projects, whatever you have in your mind. And for the managerial post, or if you are there as a manager, so you get failed if you're not able to articulate your thoughts and if you're not able to give instructions to your subordinates. So it is very important nowadays to understand the mindset of I would say the leaders, world leaders, or writers as well. So if you want to read that original content of English writers and English people, you have to have a good knowledge of it. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand and to discuss with them as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, all right, Ashutosh. I think we are running short of time, right? So maybe we have a lot of
Exactly.
things to discuss, and I'll be really excited. I'm really excited to talk to you again, since it was going into a different direction. So that was really interesting to have those conversations coming up, and then we have questions and answers, and then your research, your experiments with the topic. So it'll go endless. So we'll probably keep it that aside for the next conversation. And it was really, really great, Ashutosh, talking to you, connecting you again after probably a year. But this time it's not going to happen. I think we'll very soon we'll connect again and we'll take it further.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so of course, thank you so much, and maybe thanks to you for taking out time from your hectic schedule. I can understand you gave you 30 minutes from your office timings. So I'm really thankful for that. And thank you so much, and maybe thanks to you for joining me today after a long time. So thank you, and bye-bye.
Thanks,
Take care.
Ashutosh. Yeah, bye. Take care.